Devin Haney accepts the Ryan Garcia rematch after we're hearing about all of this suspension talk. I feel like Devin's only saying he'd accept the rematch because he knows Ryan Garcia is going to get suspended for 2 years. That seems like it's the likely verdict, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Devin Haney. I don't even like the fight for Devin. I think that if he's smart, then he's probably going to go in the direction of, let's stay away from him, just call him a cheater and move on, get a lot of big wins, maybe somehow pull off a win against guys like Tank and Tio, and then go on, move on from the Ryan Garcia fight. But I think a lot of us boxing fans aren't going to let him get away with it that quickly, because I feel like with Ryan Garcia, he's just so popular to the point where it's like, we got to see it in the ring. No matter what, if Devin Haney gets his O back, in the disqualification win is the outcome that we get for Devin Haney, good for him. But how we boxing fans are like, yeah, but we got to see it in the ring. You're going to have to get your get back in the ring, because we all saw what actually happened. And I'm not saying that, Ryan Garcia won that fight. I put an X next to it, because ultimately, Austrian is Austrian. A PED is a PED, and he's going to have to deal with the consequences. And it seems like the New York Athletic Commission is ruling it for, a 2-year suspension. So if that is the case, we don't see Ryan Garcia for 2 years. I think, whatever. That sucks, but ultimately, you got to do what you got to do. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. They always say that, but like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings, because I like watching Ryan Garcia fight. I think he's a really good promoter. He's a character in the sport of boxing. I feel like nowadays those kind of guys are hard to find, where they're flashy, but they still have the performances to back it up. But of course, there's no room in the sport for cheating, so I'm not here to defend him in any way. I just know that the reality of the situation is that, when he comes back, I still think he's going to be a big star. He just has such a cult-like fan base, to the point where even if he does stuff like this, even if he does get arrested, he's not acting like a role model. People are still going to treat him like a role model. That's what comes with becoming a celebrity, reaching that celebrity level. I don't think there's a fighter in the sport of boxing right now that has reached the celebrity level that Ryan Garcia has reached. A current active fighter. I don't think there is one. And with that comes a lot of, responsibility and influence, inevitably. And Ryan's gotten to that point where, for the first time, we're seeing a guy that technically cheated. I'm not going to say, Ryan Garcia is a cheater, because I don't know, maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it was an accident. He took it. These boxing coaches, they always have supplements. The trainers, the nutritionists, they're always giving their fighters supplements. And Ryan Garcia takes something, let's say it's contaminated, like Ryan Garcia and his team said. That's very possible. I've been to these weigh-ins. I've been to, a lot of boxers' gyms, and when they're around these guys, their coaches are giving them drinks, giving them supplements, and they're just taking it. There's no questions asked. You think that every fighter, when they're with their trainers, with the nutritionists or strength and conditioning coaches, that when their coaches say, here, take this, that they're going, what is it? And like, maybe they should. They probably should, because of instances like that could happen where, they could pop positive, but the reality of it is that they don't do that. And I'm not trying to give any excuses. I'm just saying, what if this, what if that? Let's consider all things here. This is boxing. We've seen crazier things happen, but I always just say, fighters get away with steroids, fighters get caught with steroids. That's just the sport of boxing. The way I look at MMA, the way I look at the sport of boxing, let's just assume these fighters are on something, because like, you gotta imagine, like, if the best supplements in the world are being taken by the most elite fighters, then some fighters aren't taking them. And in my opinion, that's an unfair advantage. If one fighter is taking this, one fighter should be taking that. But then, where do you draw the line? Are they supposed to be eating the exact same foods as well? It just doesn't. There's no line to draw when it comes to that kind of stuff. So obviously you can draw the line with what's a PED, because medically and scientifically you can rule what's a PED and what's not. So that's how they kind of do it. We all knew that, if Ryan Garcia's A sample was positive, the B sample is going to come back positive. There's never been an instance in the sport of boxing where the B sample has come back and it was negative. So like I wasn't really fooled about what was going to happen with that. I didn't think there was going to be a miracle where it would come back negative, but I was always curious what the actual ruling would be for Ryan Garcia's suspension, and it's 2 years is what I'm hearing. So 2 years is like, what, 3 fights? I feel like, yeah, Ryan's going to miss out on maybe a title shot. Maybe he's going to miss out on, a big fight with whoever he wants. He's been calling out everybody. Virgil Ortiz, Sebastian Fondora, Caleb Plant. I never talked about that Caleb Plant incident, but that was, bro, Ryan. I like Ryan. Like, I think he's entertaining and all that. I got to interview him a few times. I seen him in person, but he's got he's doing a lot of crazy stuff. He knows it though. It's all part of his stick. I think nowadays there is no line when it comes to that. That's what a lot of people need to understand now. In the world of social media, and I won't say Ryan Garcia is a keyboard warrior. He's not, because he has to see these guys in person and in the ring. But most people on social media, especially within the sport of boxing, they like to talk all the time. And a lot of these fans don't know what they're talking about. They have no profile picture, and they're just posting whatever they want, and they're getting away with it. So you got to think Ryan Garcia is a mastermind when it comes to social media. He knows the ins and outs of what's going to make people mad, what's going to get people's attention, and what's going to get people to support him. And he knows that because of what he did to Devin Haney, he's kind of got this aura, about him where everyone's going to continue to support him, because the sport of boxing, the reality of it is, and this isn't the way it's supposed to be, but they hate you one day, they love you the next, and they love you one day, they hate you the next. Like, it's such a bipolar fan base when it comes to the sport of boxing, because that's why undefeated records are such a toxic aspect of the sport of boxing, because when a fighter loses one fight, let's say you're 28-0, you're 30-0, you're like Tank, you're like Devin, and let's say Devin, like what happened with Ryan takes his first L, everybody turns on him, and then the Austrian happens, and then everybody turns back. So it's just like boxing fans in general are bipolar. Like, they love you one day, they hate you the next day. There's very rare diehard fans for fighters and boxing in general, because everybody was supporting Ryan when he won. Now everybody hates him with the cheating, and I get that. You don't want to support a cheater, but inevitably, if you're being very wishy-washy about, he tested positive, oh wait, it's a contaminated supplement, oh wait, it's this and that, pick a side, figure it out. Do you support him or do you not? That's ultimately what it comes down to. And a lot of people on social media, specifically within the boxing community, get very comfortable with just saying stuff and not having to deal with the consequence. If you were seeing the fighters, this is what I always say. If you were to see the fighters in person, would you say the same things that you're commenting on TikTok, on social media? A lot of people hate on these fighters, but if they saw them in person, they'd be like, hey, let me get a picture. So a lot of boxers need to learn that, social media isn't real life. Just focus on the sport. I think that, Devin Haney doesn't need advice from me. Devin Haney's a multimillionaire at what, 26, and he's a great boxer. He's an A-level boxer and has a lot of fame, has a lot of clout. But if I were to give him a level of advice, I would say stay off of social media. Like, just have a guy handle it, but don't look at the comments, because I know for a fact that he's looking at the comments, because I'm seeing him reply to different people on social media, and that's inevitably going to get in his brain. So for me, I think that Devin Haney should stay away from social media, because it's not real life. A lot of these fighters, the same people talking to him saying that you have pillow hands, this and that, are people that if they saw him in person, they'd be like, Devin, let me get a picture. So that's how boxing is. Like, boxers can't take it personally when guys on social media are hating on them, because when they hate on them, those are probably your biggest fans as well, because they care so much about every little thing. So same thing with Ryan Garcia. I think the thing about Ryan is he understands that's what's scary. Whether or not you support what he's doing, this and that, he has a very good mindset when it comes to social media, because no matter what, and I'm not saying you talk about somebody's wife, I don't think that's cool. I'm just saying that he also knows that people are going to hate him, people are going to love him, and there's nothing you can do to change that. It's never going to change. You're never going to please everybody, so he just does whatever he wants. And I think that's a healthy aspect and perspective to social media. Obviously, what he's talking about with Caleb Plant's wife, that's different. But in terms of the actual sport of boxing, he knows how to turn it on and off. He knows when he has to perform. He knows what he has to do, and he doesn't let social media and people that talk about boxing affect his ultimate performance. He does what he has to do in the ring, and we'll see what happens with the future of Ryan Garcia's career. Obviously, it's in a dangerous state right now. He talked about retirement, but I think when he comes back, he'll be ready to go. But I think he's only saying retirement because he knows that he's getting that 2-year suspension from the New York Commission. But let me know in the comments, do you guys think that Ryan Garcia is facing the right punishment? Is it too harsh? Is it not harsh enough? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, thanks for all the constant support. We've been grinding on this channel, and I appreciate you guys. So thanks for watching once again. Peace. That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.